What you're about to hear is the voices of the pilot.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath our wing.
In this video, you'll see claims of craft rising straight out of the Pacific near San Diego, captured on military sensors. You'll also see the capture of a clearly visible oval disc with a dome, smooth and stable, slipping under the plane, and no explanation. Let's break down 22 of the most convincing UFO encounters ever caught on camera. In February 2023, the U.S. Navy littoral combat ship USS Jackson, LCS-6, was operating in the W-291 warning area off the Southern California coast when crew members reported observing 4 unidentified aerial objects, initially detected on radar and later viewed through the ship's electro-optical system. According to witness accounts later published through investigative journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, one sailor, identified in media reports as Operations Specialist Senior Chief Alexandra Wiggins, stated that he saw a light or object appear to rise from the ocean surface before joining the others in flight. 2 of the objects were captured in FLIR video, moving in apparent synchronicity, though no official Navy confirmation has been released regarding their nature. After the brief infrared recording ended, witnesses reported that all 4 objects departed rapidly, but because they displayed no hostile behavior, the event was not formally reported at the time. The footage and testimony were released publicly in April 2025, leading to renewed comparisons with the well-known 2004 Tic Tac UAP encounter, though no verified evidence links the 2 incidents beyond similarity in shape and behavior. Do you think the objects rising from the ocean were advanced technology, not belonging to any known military? Have you ever seen any strange objects in the area where you live? Let's discuss in the comments section. On November 4, 2025, 2 factory workers in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, identified as Alex Ramage and Andre Volk, were on their work break and using a smartphone to test zoom functionality while filming a passing aircraft. During playback, they noticed a clearly visible oval or disc-shaped object gliding beneath the aircraft, which they describe as having a dome-like center and moving in a smooth, gliding fashion, distinct from normal aircraft flight. They insist the video was not manipulated, and claim the object's motion and shape defy simple explanations, like a conventional airplane or drone. However, the case has several caveats. The object's altitude, distance, speed, and exact nature are not quantified in the publicly available report, and there is no official investigation published in mainstream government records. But not all mysteries stay within Earth's atmosphere. Some come from far beyond our solar system. 3I Lass was discovered on July 1st, becoming the 3rd confirmed object of interstellar origin to travel through the solar system. The comet arrived from the region on the border of the constellations Sagittarius and Serpens, near the galactic plane, where the center of the Milky Way is located. The exact dimensions of the 3I Lass core are still unknown. According to the latest estimates, its diameter ranges from 0.8 to 2.4 kilometers. Next, see the metallic sphere that appeared over a war zone with no sound and no wings. The Mosul orb refers to a 4-second piece of footage captured on April 16, 2016, by a U.S. military reconnaissance aircraft flying over Mosul, Iraq, which shows a metallic spherical object gliding across rooftops with no visible propulsion, wings, or rotors. Originally, only a still image of the object was released in 2023, but after a FOIA lawsuit filed by researcher Dustin Slaughter against the U.S. Air Force and NASIC, the full video was released publicly in 2025, drawing renewed attention to the case. The orb moves smoothly from right to left in the frame, maintaining altitude and showing characteristics that some analysts argue are inconsistent with balloons or small drones, especially given the military sensor platform and combat zone context. Journalist Jeremy Corbell helped publicize the footage, and it has since been cited in UAP discussions due to its military origin and lack of an official explanation. However, the clip is brief, lacks full telemetry, and leaves key variables, such as the object's size, distance, and speed, unknown, so its true nature remains undetermined. Military sensors struggle to explain that one, but what about encounters witnessed by entire towns? On October 7, 2024, at least 6 yellowish-orange glowing orbs were captured in video footage over the skies near Kokomo, Indiana, just south of Grissom Joint Air Reserve Base. The lights were described as flickering, hovering, moving in formation and then disappearing into thin air. One witness described seeing a huge rectangle with a clearly defined vapor shockwave on Doppler radar during the event, suggesting something large and fast was involved. Some observers and residents immediately speculated that the objects were UFOs because of their unusual behavior and formation. On the other hand, experts have offered more conventional explanations. For example, Alejandro Rojas of Enigma Labs noted that the lights look very clearly to be military flares. The telltale signs are the lights being in a row and lighting up and disappearing in succession. A U.S. Air Force close encounter occurred on September 17, 2024, when a USAF pilot using the call sign Troy 21 was flying a Beechcraft 350 over California at roughly 20,000 feet and radioed air traffic control that a dark gray, football-sized cylindrical object had passed just 10 feet beneath his right wing, describing it as an extremely close and unexpected near collision. According to leaked ATC audio, the pilot stated, "I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe a football-sized object." A sensor operator on the aircraft attempted to capture the object on camera, and the crew later reported an unidentified radar return about 60 miles away, suggesting, if it was the same object, that it had moved at extremely high speed. As of now, the nature and origin of the object remain unconfirmed, and no official explanation has been released. Enjoyed the video? Don't just stop at the like button. If you're watching on your phone, hit that hype too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. And now, see others describe glowing anomalies appearing over the ocean itself. An unusual sky event over Maceió, Alagoas, Brazil, on the night of October 12, 2023. Multiple Brazilian Portuguese news sources report that residents and tourists saw bright luminous lights over the sea between 22:15 and 22:27, described as a misteriosa bola de fogo luminosa, meaning mysterious luminous fireball, or simply strange lights, and at least 3 separate lights were recorded on video by witnesses and local weather cameras. While some social media users describe the lights as orange or fireball-like, the sources do not confirm a single massive orange sphere, nor do they describe the object as remaining completely still. Instead, the phenomenon consisted of multiple bright lights appearing, glowing for several minutes, and then disappearing. No official explanation was issued at the time, and local outlets noted that authorities had not released information regarding the cause. A viral video shows an object appearing to rise from over the ocean and move toward the area of the Los Angeles wildfires, leading to online speculation about a possible UFO. The footage drew attention for the object's unusual movement, which some viewers claimed did not resemble a drone or conventional aircraft. However, no official verification exists. Authorities have released no radar data. No fire department or aviation reports identify the object, and the video's metadata, origin, timestamp, and camera source remain unconfirmed. In 2019, a drone operator was filming near Beaver, Utah, capturing peaceful shots of the mountains and canyons. But when they reviewed the footage, something flashed across the frame, a white object, moving so fast it was barely visible. Some analysts argue that, based on rough distance and time calculations from the drone's camera data, the object could be moving at speeds exceeding 9,000 mph, which has fueled ongoing speculation about its nature. However, despite these claims, no verified scientific evidence confirms such extraordinary speeds, nor has any authoritative body identified the object as anything beyond an unexplained visual anomaly. But what happens when the cameras involved are scientific, designed to catch wildlife, not UFOs? The Patagonia camera trap lights incident occurred on January 21, 2025, in Chile, when a wildlife camera operated by the University of Magallanes captured 3 consecutive photos showing intense descending lights in a remote meadow far from roads or human activity. The camera was part of a scientific wildlife monitoring project that had collected more than 365,000 images without anything similar appearing before, making the event highly unusual. Investigators noted that the system's strict deployment protocols make hoaxing or tampering unlikely. Early hypotheses include an insect triggering the sensor, internal lens reflections, or a rare atmospheric phenomenon such as a plasmoid or ball lightning-like event, though weather and environmental conditions were not ideal for such phenomena. Some researchers consider the lights a potential unidentified aerial phenomenon, and the images have been shared with additional scientific and aviation experts. The region also has a background of indigenous Mapuche stories about mysterious nighttime lights, adding cultural context to the mystery. As of now, the lights remain unexplained, and researchers intend to continue long-term monitoring to capture more data. The Golden Orb over New Jersey refers to a sighting in December 2024, when a video posted by U.S. Air Force veteran Matthew Nelson showed a bright, spherical golden-colored object hovering and maneuvering in the sky near Atlantic City. Nelson claimed the orb appeared to be at an altitude of around 25,000 feet and remained visible for roughly 90 minutes, prompting speculation online about its origin. Some New Jersey residents connected it with a series of recent drone and orb-related sightings that had already raised concerns among local officials. However, according to Newsweek, neither the FAA nor other agencies were able to verify the nature of the object, and details, such as the alleged scrambled fighter jets, remain unconfirmed. There is an online claim of a disc-shaped object near Monterey, California, reportedly visible through satellite imagery or Google Earth. UFO-focused blogs describe the object as a shiny metal disc positioned at coordinates 362422 and 11215442, which has drawn curiosity from viewers exploring the area digitally. Although the claim has circulated widely, no major media outlet, eyewitness testimony, or government agency has confirmed what the object actually is. Because of this, the topic continues to inspire conversation, with many people offering their own interpretations while the true nature of the object remains open for further exploration. A widely shared video in Romania drew attention for appearing to show a humanoid figure and a UFO near the city of Târgoviște, quickly gathering over 1 million views and inspiring lively discussion about its origin. As the conversation grew, the uploader eventually clarified that the clip was created as a light-hearted prank, even posting playful comments about its authenticity. Follow-up reviews later confirmed that the Romanian version was adapted from an already existing foreign video, which further supported the understanding that the scene was crafted rather than a real UFO landing. Taken together, the evidence suggests that the incident was a creative hoax rather than a verified extraterrestrial encounter. On December 17, 2023, a drone pilot in Porterville, California, captured footage of a black spherical object in the sky using a DJI Mavic 3 Pro Cine. The object appears in the recorded video as hovering or drifting, but analysis by experienced observers suggests the effect is likely a foil balloon combined with camera motion/parallax rather than a novel rotorless craft. Therefore, while the footage is real and intriguing, there is no confirmed evidence that the object is an unknown form of technology or extraterrestrial craft. Do you think the object in the Porterville footage was more than just a drifting foil balloon? Let us know in the comments below. On the night of April 25, 2013, a U.S. Customs and Border Protection aircraft flying near Rafael Hernandez Airport in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, recorded infrared footage of an unidentified object. Using an L3 Harris WSCAM MX-15 thermal camera, the crew captured a glowing shape rising from the ocean, flying across the runway area, then plunging back into the water, and briefly appearing to split into two before vanishing. According to a report by the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, the object flew at times below tree height, moved over both land and sea, and reached speeds of around 100 mph. Analysts said its motion and apparent ability to enter and exit the ocean ruled out common explanations like balloons, lanterns, or drones. Despite investigations, the object remains unidentified, with skeptics suggesting possible sensor or wind effects, while SCU researchers still regard it as one of the strongest documented UAP incidents. The 2015 Gimbal UFO. In January 2015, during training missions off the U.S. East Coast with the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, Navy pilots flying an FA-18 Super Hornet, equipped with a Raytheon ATF-LR targeting system, captured infrared footage of an unidentified object in flight. The video, later known as Gimbal, shows the object appearing to rotate in mid-air, hover briefly, and move in ways that surprise the pilots watching it. While detailed radar data connected to the encounter have not been fully released, the recording and the pilot's reactions drew widespread attention. In December 2017, the footage was made public as one of 3 officially declassified UAP videos by the US government, alongside FLIR 1 and Go Fast. In mid-July 2019, sailors aboard the USS Omaha, a U.S. Navy combat ship near San Diego, recorded an unusual encounter with several unidentified aerial phenomena, including one later called the spherical object. Radar data and infrared footage show that at least 14 unknown targets were tracked for about 2 hours on the night of July 15, 2019. One glowing sphere was captured on the ship's thermal camera moving over the ocean before descending into the water and disappearing without a trace. Audio from the Combat Information Center reveals crew members reacting with shock as they tracked the object, which moved between 40 and 138 knots without any visible means of propulsion. The event was verified by the Pentagon as authentic Navy footage and remains unexplained. The object's apparent ability to move from air to water, known as transmedium travel, and the use of multiple sensor systems make this incident especially notable. While skeptics point to possible drones or sensor errors, no solid explanation has been confirmed, keeping the USS Omaha case one of the most credible and studied UAP encounters. The Mariana UFO Incident took place in August 1950 in Great Falls, Montana, where local baseball coach Nick Mariana captured footage of two unusual objects moving across the sky. A bright flash caught Mariana's eye, and according to his reports, he saw two bright silvery objects rotating while flying over Great Falls at a speed he estimated to be 200 to 400 miles per hour. The U.S. Air Force conducted a brief review and initially suggested the objects were reflections from nearby F-94 jet fighters. Over time, this explanation was both withdrawn and reaffirmed, adding further curiosity to the case. Despite several evaluations by different groups, the findings have remained inconclusive, leaving the footage an enduring point of interest in UFO history. The McMinnville UFO photographs were taken on May 11, 1950, near Sheridan, just outside McMinnville, Oregon, when Evelyn and Paul Trent captured two images of a metallic, disc-shaped object moving across the evening sky. The photos were becoming some of the most famous UFO images in the United States. According to the Condon Committee's astronomer William K. Hartman, who examined the original negatives in 1967, the images were consistent with a large, metallic, artificial object, although he also noted the possibility that a small model could have been suspended from nearby power lines. In contrast, optical physicist Bruce Maccabee found no evidence of hoaxing and maintained that the object was real and not suspended. Throughout their lives, the Trents insisted their photographs were genuine, and no conclusive evidence has resolved the debate. The incident remains a central case in UFO history. On July 31, 1952, in Passaic, New Jersey, amateur photographer George Stock, assisted by his friend John H. Riley, claimed to have captured images of a domed, disc-shaped object hovering silently above his backyard, at an altitude he estimated at roughly 200 feet and about 30 feet in width. The photographs, which depict a dark, round object with a raised dome, were quickly circulated in local and national media and became among the more notable UFO photo cases of the 1952 wave. However, the case remains controversial. While the images have been catalogued in UFO archives, critical investigators such as Kevin D. Randall labeled them the most spectacular of 1952, but judged them likely a hoax, pointing out resemblances to mundane items and lack of corroborating evidence. The Calvine UFO incident occurred on 4 August 1990, near the village of Calvine in Perthshire, Scotland, when two witnesses reported seeing a large diamond-shaped object hovering silently over the moors for several minutes, during which a military jet, believed to be a Harrier, was seen circling the craft before both disappeared from view. One of the men photographed the object and turned the images over to the Daily Record, which forwarded them to the UK Ministry of Defence. The photographs were then withheld from the public for decades until a surviving print resurfaced in 2022. With no verified identification of the object or confirmation of the witnesses, the Calvine photograph remains one of the most debated and prominent UFO images in the UK. On the morning of December 1, 1987, near Ilkley Moor in West Yorkshire, England, a retired police officer known by the pseudonym Philip Spencer reported that while out walking with a camera, he saw a small greenish humanoid figure, about 4 feet tall with a large head and long limbs, standing on the moor. He photographed the figure as it crouched and then fled, after which he claimed to have followed it and witnessed a whitish domed craft rise silently from the ground, noting that 2 hours had passed and his compass had reversed direction. The photograph was examined by a wildlife photographer and technicians at Kodak's Hemel Hempstead lab, neither of whom found evidence of tampering, although the image's graininess prevented definitive analysis. Though the photograph remains ambiguous and critics suggest the figure may simply be a person or a hoax, the event continues to attract attention in UFO literature. While none of these sightings provide final proof of anything beyond the ordinary, these 22 cases remind us that unexplained events continue to appear around the world. They encourage careful study rather than quick conclusions. They also show the limits of what cameras and sensors can tell us without supporting data. The search for answers will continue. Scientists, governments, and independent researchers are building better tools and collecting more information than ever before. Future evidence may bring clarity to these past events or reveal new questions we have not yet considered. Don't forget to ring the bell, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And if you want to continue exploring unique aspects that defy natural science, check out my video about 22 women who challenge everything you thought you knew about human limits. Click on the tab that appears on the screen now. Enjoy the video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.